Okay, this is January 21st, 9 a.m. This is micro NASDAQ. So yesterday, not yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday, but we could just say yesterday. Yesterday, I learned something new, which is called a fair value gap. It's pretty much when you have a strong push either in the bullish or bearish market. So this right here would be considered a fair value gap. The video I looked at, it said you would go based off 3 candles. So 1, 2, 3, and I think it was the second or the third candle considered a fair value gap. So candles are always going to come back and test that area. So let's see, like we could use right here as an example. So this area right here would be considered a fair value area, I think. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, this area right here. And candles always come down to test that area and then, you know, continue doing what it's doing, whether it's going to go up or down. So right up in here, it looked like it obviously did come back down to this fair value gap. It went to, I think that's really a high low, because it looks like it's a little bit, this point looks like it's a little bit higher than that point. Overall, the market is a bearish market, but I'm gonna scale back down to the 1 hour. So me learning what the fair value gap is, imagine this was considered a fair value gap as well, this area right here. And as we can see, this did a huge spike down. It's testing the area, and then I'm just letting it play out. But this would have been actually a nice trade to take, especially if you caught it maybe like right here, or even right here, really. Right here, roll it up, and then it went all the way down. I think it's gonna probably go back up once it tests this area. Because obviously this area is strong with buyers. As we see, every time it hit this point, right here, it always shoots back up. So yeah, I'm gonna just watch it and wait and see what it does. It is news going on right now too, so it's actually perfect. But for anybody who probably caught this trade around 8 o'clock, I wish I could have, but I was doing something. But this was a nice trade right here for sure. So I've been watching it, and it's still just really going on down. This would have been such a nice trade to be in. Dang. But I marked some areas where I could tell if it's gonna maybe start to break structure. So right here, because we see it's already at a level where it tests and then it shoots right back up. It tests and then it shoots right back up. So now that it's here, I'm gonna see if it's gonna break that structure, and then go from there. I also have an indicator up here to see if it'll break that structure going across. So I'm gonna just continue to watch it. I done marked out my fair value gap. So if it does, we know that it's for sure gonna come back and test up in this area. Just based off what I learned yesterday about fair value gaps. So let's just watch it and see what it does, and I'll check back. That thing went crazy. Dang. The fact that I still could have got in on this trade really was mind-blowing, but I'm gonna be patient and wait for it to come back and test again. But that drop is crazy. That is a crazy trade, whoever got that. Dang. I'm so busy today, y'all, and I freaking missed it. But y'all see, I had everything set up. I could have been up. Fudge. I I gotta trade today though. I have to, part of my contract. But yo, that's good though. That means my mind was in the right space and I knew what it was gonna do. So that's a good sign for me. But I mean, ultimately I missed the trade, but I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing, and that makes me happy. Yay. I'm gonna see what it continues to do, but I'm gonna try to hop into this at some point. Y'all, and Q did a lot today. It did a lot for this Wednesday. So I did finally end up hopping into a trade. I actually hopped in two. So my prop firm requires you to trade 5 days a week. So I was kind of nervous because I hadn't made a trade all day. It is already now 2:53. I actually got out of that trade at a good time because I think the market technically closes 3:30 here, or at least that's when I have to be done trading by 3:30 with my prop firm. So my first trade, I ended up losing $67. That was just something I was just trying to do just to say that I traded for today. And then I ended up hopping back into a trade because, like I said, I learned about the fair value gap. So I knew by making this huge drop right here, it was going to have to come back up here somewhere and retest. It is going into a bearish market, but I ended up doing a buy because I knew it was going to come back up in this area, and it ended up hitting my take profit, which, let's see, I ended up coming out with $108. It could have been more. I think I had it originally, somewhere like up here, my take profit, but I was just honestly ready to get out the trade. I didn't want to risk, going over the time. So I constantly kept moving my stop loss, and I'll put that clip in. But yeah, y'all, I ended up coming up $108 today. So I'm kind of making back the money that I lost on Monday, which, you know, it's all part of the game. So y'all have a good one.